The family Chantel's ultimate villain Pedro Jimeno may have pretended to love Chantel Everett, but it's clear now that he was using her to get his American dream life started. Pedro and Chantel first connected through a mutual friend, and while he was helping to teach her Spanish, Chantel fell in love. While the pair got together and seemed happy, they had to tackle an international relationship, which is how they wound up on 90 Day Fiancé. Pedro, originally from the Dominican Republic, knew that he needed to be in the US in order for his relationship to work. While Pedro seemed to be in love with Chantel from early on, their relationship didn't come without issues. The couple struggled to make things work as they moved through their engagement and marriage, but once they were together legally, things seemed to be okay. Chantel was happy to have Pedro in the US with her, and he was ready to get on his feet and create a new life. Pedro was excited to be in the US and hoped to do what he could to create the American dream for himself, even if it meant his relationship with Chantel suffered. Pedro's attitude shows he never loved Chantel. Although Pedro claimed to be in love with Chantel throughout their relationship, his attitude told a very different story than his declarations. Pedro rarely listened to Chantel and barely took her into consideration when it came to his decisions. While he was happy to let her bring him to the US and support him early in their relationship, Pedro didn't reciprocate the kind of support Chantel needed throughout their marriage. Pedro's behavior throughout his relationship with Chantel shows that he was more interested in the opportunity of moving to the US and becoming a reality TV figure than he was in his marriage. Chantel loved Pedro, but it was clear from the early days of their marriage that he was looking at the relationship as one of convenience, not one of affection. His attitude after his divorce, which quickly bounced back to a boisterous hype man, proves that he wasn't sad to let her go. Pedro was hoping to live the American dream. Pedro was interested in living the so-called American dream, hoping to be able to build a better life for himself outside of his native DR. While the Dominican Republic is a country with its own opportunities, Pedro seemed to want more than he could get in his homeland. Moving to the US, Pedro quickly did his best to study for his real estate license, using his reality TV fame to make himself more palatable and interesting to clients. Excited to be part of something bigger, Pedro used Chantel to climb the ladder and find a slice of the American dream. Pedro's trying to thrive without Chantel. He's failing. Although Pedro was hoping that his marriage to Chantel would be a stepping stone for his new lifestyle, his business post-divorce hasn't been what he expected. Still using his reality TV fame to his advantage, Pedro is trying to make a name for himself as a real estate agent using social media. Creating content that makes him seem loud, off-kilter, and overwhelming, Pedro has managed to alienate any of the remaining The Family Chantel viewers who still wanted to support him after his messy divorce. Without Chantel, Pedro is decidedly failing.